A very warm afternoon to everybody. So, today we are here on our briefing for the last day of this week, that is the Friday, 6th of March 2026. So, let's start with discussing first the economic calendar. And I'm your friend Anurag. I'm the Senior Client Success and Learning Manager at BMN Capital. So, without wasting time, let's start and see that what kind of trading opportunity we'll see after having or analyzing the economic events for today. So at the first glance on the March 6th, we have the Fed balance sheet data, so these are the section which data which have been already released and market have reacted to it. And we need to see that what this data is telling us and what are the upcoming datas which will change the market trajectory. So first data at the 3 a.m. So I have used the Indian Standard Time over here. So the Fed balance sheet, we have seen a spike by a few trillions, right? So although it is quite normal. Now moving into the next part, that is the Korea. So the inflation figure is very uh, constant, right? We haven't seen any kind of spike. Now comes the foreign exchange reserve. So this is the data which is quite important because we have seen that yesterday Japan have lot of data which will give us an idea or the figures that how much foreign investments in coming into the Japanese economy. Like they have their bond auctions, then stock purchases by the foreign investors, right? And today we have the foreign exchange reserve data, which have seen a spike, right? So previously it was 1394.8 and today we have seen 14100, right? So it is a good indication for the JPY pair and high probability that yesterday we have seen a spike into the pairs, right? Trading against the JPY, like USD JPY is going up. And today high probability that it might be in a sideways phase because of this data, or they are taking a reversal toward the downside, right? Moving on to the next, so we have the South Africa foreign exchange reserve. So previously it was 1 billion of spike we have seen in the foreign exchange reserve of South Africa. Why we are taking South Africa? Because it is one of the country which produce largest amount of gold, right? Then we have the house pricing index for the Great Britain. So this is the data, and because of this data, we have given the call which we have booked the profit also, right? So previously it was 0.8% and right now it is 0.3%. But if I talk about the year on year, so they are showing signs of improvement, right? Moving on to the France, so again the foreign exchange reserve has spiked, right? Previously it was 409 and right now it is 421. It's a very big spike, almost 11 to 12 points of 12 billions of spike we have seen, right? Then the most important data for the Eurozone is the ECB Christine Lagarde speech. She is the president of the European Central Bank, right? Although we have lot of speeches also, right? So I'll show you that what are the headlines, right? In that those headlines, we have lot of speeches also. In that speeches, European members, right, have already shown that they are going to increase. They are going to do the rate hike, right? But for the month of December 2026. But yes, what is going to happen in December, for that trades has been position have been placed right now, right? So it is a good sign for the euro pairs, right? And they have indicated, so sentiments have shift towards a rate hike in the 2026 and the whole game will revolve around this thing only, right? So we need to have a watch into it, right? That how the traders are reacting, what are the probabilities, in which directions they are taking, right? And for this, you need to visit their official website and need to see the interest rate derivatives, right? People tend to trade into interest rate derivatives, right? So this is the one thing. Then we have the employment change data. So this is the labor market data and the GDP growth rate. So 3:30 will be that time. That means after almost 1.5 hour, we are going to see lot of turbulent movement coming into the euro pairs, right? So this is one thing. Then moving ahead towards the next section of our report, so we'll see this data also 4:30. This is a data which is very good for the Germany, right? And because Germany have the highest weightage, if I talk about the Euro group, so this is the new car registration data. So we have to see this also, whether the new car registrations are increasing or decreasing, right? Right now it is in negative, but if this improves, it is a very good sign for the economy. And as a result, we'll see, especially the DE40 is going to recover, right? We have given one call yesterday and still it is working, right? Still it is open and we are sitting towards the sell side. So this data will tell us whether I need to keep that position or should I get out of that position, right? Then we have the foreign exchange reserve data for India. So the previous figures are 723.16 billions. Now we need to see foreign exchange reserves data are very important because this is the data which will give us the correct hint related to the current geopolitical scenarios, right? After that, we have the Russian foreign exchange reserve data. So we have to see this also. Then we have the ECB Sipulin speech. So this speech is also important, although everybody is more inclined toward a rate hike in the future, right? But this is the speech and these are the hints which are being traded into the current market trend, right? So high probability that from here the euro and the GBP pair are going to start a new rally towards the upside. If all the speeches come align and are in sync and indicating the rate hike in future, and if you grab this opportunity, you are going to have a very long term trend, right? You can get advantage of it. Now come to the US, and the most important, very important data for today is the non-farm payrolls. For the next 5 minutes, I'm going to discuss a lot of things about the non-farm payrolls. There are few data which will give you in advance the outcome of the NFP, right? Like the ADP employment change we have, then we have the bond yields, right? So on my official YouTube channel and on my Instagram handle, I'll share a PDF file over there in which I have discussed all this data, how the previous data I have already told you that how the non-farm is going to come, what should be the expected figure, how the institutions are going to react if data comes lesser than this. So there are probabilities, right? So there is almost 45 to 50% probability that the non-farm payrolls will come between 50 to 70,000, right? So so 59 to 70, like the forecast and the consensus. So if market came same, there will be no surprise into the market. If NFP come lesser than 50,000, maybe 40,000, then it will be a surprise because this is the data which is telling us, and it is continuously falling, right? Right now they are taking a short recovery, although uh, uh, this data is telling us that what the market have expected, that labor market data should go down, it's going down way more faster, right? So yes, any kind of surprise will be a shock to the market, and we'll see that the gold is going to react on this, right? So if data figures come lesser than the consensus and the forecast, then it will be a surprise for the market, right? USD is going to get weaker and we'll see a sudden spike into the gold prices, right? But very less probability, only 5% probability is there that this data will come more than 130K, which is the previous reading, right? If this happens, then there will be just the opposite scenario is going to happen, right? We'll see gold prices fall and dollar is going to get spike if non-palm payrolls are improving. Second thing which is very much important, lot of traders don't know that non-farm is telling us job creations in different sector of the economy, and right now in financial sectors layoffs are going on. Same is the case with the IT, right? Only non-farm payrolls, the highest weightage is towards the healthcare sector and the transportation sector. So healthcare is at number one. It is creating jobs right now, and it's a very essential sector, right? So it is not going to impact that much. Okay, so we need to have a focus into it. So if I click on this data, we are going to move on to the new window, which will give us a lot of information related to this. And if you really want to make money today on the NFP data, so you need to understand that data, and we are going to spend next 5 minutes on understanding this NFP data. Okay. Now let me just, so this is the NFP data, right? Let me make it 3 year so you'll get an idea. Okay, over here. See, from the 2023, it is continuously going downwards. Right now, after giving a very negative reading, and right now it is moving upwards, right? So it is on a recovery phase, but all of a sudden on the last reading we have seen a sudden spike of 130K, right? Which is not normal, right? So high probability that this time this is not going to work. Second thing, the highest job loss have been done on the government part, right? So government payrolls are going downwards, and government payrolls are the most important, right? If government payrolls are are improving, then it is a very very good sign for the US dollar, right? But this is not happening right now. Now have a look. Construction payrolls, federal government payrolls over here given, right? So construction 33. Now let's have a look on the financial activities payroll, negative. Government payrolls, negative, right? Healthcare, 81.90. So the majority of job creation are happening in the healthcare sectors, right? So it is not a very good sign, right? Because any big readings if coming, it's the essential sector. We want other sectors to perform very good, right? So which is not happening, right? Second, the non-farm payrolls of the private sector, because private sectors plays a very important role in the US economy. So we need to see that improvement also. Okay. Now let's have a look on the stats. So this is the mean. Previous reading I have already surpassed the mean, right? Over here, this is the trend line which is negative, and right now the reading towards the positive side is quite high, and everybody knows this into the market, right? But everybody expecting prices. So if I take the average, so 110K is the average job creation, right? On a year on year basis. So if data surpasses that, then only there will be a surprise into the market. On the negative side, the surprise will be if data figures come lesser than the 50,000, if 49,000. So this will be the surprise, and it is very good for gold buyers, right? Over here, all the figures have been given. I have done a dedicated thing, right? And 66% statistically proven that whenever we have the NFP data, prices will not give you very good movement. Just before the data releases, you'll see a sudden spike into the prices, right? And 60% of the traders lose their money in that spike, right? And this is the spike which have been developed by the institutions. So what is the right time? Wait for the data to release, wait for 3 minutes, right? It's not my observation, it is statistically proven. In my PDF file, I have shared it with you. I'll give you a short snap of that report also, that how the institution trade NFP, how the professional traders uh, use this information and plan their trades, and how you can do that. How to identify that who is reacting, what is the reaction, and what is the real move. So we'll discuss that also after discussing the technical part, right? So that is the data, which is the NFP, which is very important, and all this data are interlinked, right? So if NFP is not improving, that means retail sales are also not going to improve. If people don't have job, then how the hell they are going to spend more or consume more? So the retail sales should also go down, right? Although the expectation is for 0%, previously it was 0%, and right now they are expecting negative, which is totally aligning or syncing with the non-farm payrolls data, what we are expecting, right? But if there is an anomaly, then there will be a turbulence into the prices, and we'll see a broadening wage formation, right? So you need to mark today's pivot point levels, and you'll be surprised to see that prices are trading near their pivot point levels. And just before the data release, you'll have a sudden spike into the prices, and that will be the fake breakout, and that breakout is going to happen towards the sell side, right? So just remember, first breakout will come, which will be the fake breakout, which is going to happen toward the sell side. Let that happen. After 3 minutes, institution came into the picture and they start creating their positions, right? And tonight at 11:30, according to the US timing, will have the access to the commitment of traders data, and this time data is very much important, because we have war, because we have NFP data which will clear the picture. After analyzing all these things, what are the professional traders manage money, what they are doing, how they are changing their position. And this is the last quarter of the financial year also, right? Same this data, average hourly earnings, right? So we need to see that those who have jobs, right, whether their average hourly income is increasing or decreasing, right? So this is also we need to see, right? Then at 7 p.m. again we have the non-farm payrolls private. So we need to see that over here also we've been expecting figures to come lesser, right? So previously it was 172 72K, and the uh, consensus is for 65K according to the Telding economics economist. But for me it is near around 50,000, right? So if below 50,000, that will be the surprise for the market, right? Then moving ahead, so at 8:30 for the Canada, we have the PMI data. So this is also very important data. Although previously it was 50.9%, which is a very good sign for the Canadian peers, right? Above 50 means expansion, right? Economy is expanding, performing very good. Below 50 is bad, right? And the consensus is for 51.1. That means everything is fine with the Canadian dollar. In the last, we have the business inventories and the retail inventories, right? So we need to see that what businesses are thinking of the future, right? If they are creating more inventories, that means they know that there will be a supply disruption because of the geopolitical tensions. So high probability that they are going to increase this inventories. If this thing happens, this will be a alarming sign, right? That yes, US businesses are also preparing. They have increased, but we need to see, because if I click on this data, it will tell me that how many businesses have been included into it, whether only the defense sector is accumulating their inventories or the consumer part is also doing the same thing, right? So it will give us lot of things, whether US is prepared for the escalation of the Iran issue or not. So we need to see. And in the last, we have the Baker Hughes oil rig count, right? So these are the number of oil rig counts. If I click on it, I'll see the trend, right? Right now everything is revolving around oil prices, right? And if less rig counts are there, there will be less production of the oil, less production of the oil, less supply of the oil, prices are going to go up. So this is the most important data which we have to see, right? So these are all the data which you have to see. So the in the US session after the 7:30, you are going to see lot of good volatile movements into it. Now let's move on to the next part of our report, that is the technical part. So let me share you my screen. So over here, this is my gold. Yesterday we've been identified a channel, right? And I've told you that we've been expecting prices to go up and hunt all the stop losses, but just the opposite happens. Prices fell down just before the NFP data releases. For this also, for the alternative scenario also, we have given the projection that if you see that prices went down, that will be the opportunity to create your buy, right? And I have created my buy positions, right? So I'll just show you if my positions over here, right? It's my personal position. So by the way, right? See, I have created my buy. I booked one profit also. Okay. And I still waiting prices to move up. Right. Now what happens? Later night that prices went down, lot of exhaustions after sweeping the liquidity which are resting below this low and this low. Prices again taken a u-turn towards the upside, and today at the start of the Asian session we have a very strong impulsive move, a bullish engulfing formations over here, right? And this is the 5.24 level, right? Over here, right? Now prices went up. Now they are taking the corrections toward the downside. And if this continues before the NFP data, high probability that again will have a spike towards the upside. So I am still very optimistic about the buy side into gold, right? But yes, as we are intraday traders, we need short-term trades. So for this, either I need to see the 15-minute time frame or 5-minute time frame. So let's see this on a 5-minute time frame, right? So see a very strong movement, prices move sideways uh, on a smaller time frame. This is a flag, bullish flag pattern which have been extended. Whenever any continuation market structure have been extended, high probability that it is not going to get success, right? So the probability that there will be a fall into the prices is quite high. Now till what level they can fall. So over here we have a very good fair value gap along with a red candle which is going to act as a order block. So I am waiting. So if I want to take a buy call, I will wait for the prices to reach 5084 or 5079 levels. And from here, I'll take the buy call if I get a rebound, right? If I didn't get a rebound, then high probability that after the NFP data, you'll have a breakout towards the upside, which will be the fake breakout and prices will reverse, right? But yes, my optimism is towards the buy side is quite high, right? So yes, if you are very aggressive trader and a short-term trader, right? So after this candle, there will be a short spike towards the upside. And if prices again continue to go down below the low of this area, this candle, right? It will be the right time. You can take a sell call for the level of 5084. So almost 20 points of movement you can get uh, after closing of this candle. Still 2 minutes are remaining to close this candle, right? And this candle, if successfully gave us a close, we need to wait for the prices to again came back at this level, right? At this low level, there will be a retest. Once the retest is done, so what will happen? Prices again came back up, retest this area, whatever swing point which have been made over here, right? You need to wait for the prices to surpass that low. Once that is done, you need to create your sell positions, keeping your stop losses above this 5106 level, right? So that will be the short term sell call toward the low side, right? And it is happening so fast that high probability that once prices reaches this level, right, this zone, this whole zone, right? High probability of a reversal toward the upside is there, right? So 5074, 5069 would be the very good area to take the buy call, right? Now let's have a look on the silver prices. So this is the channel, this is the low which prices have not been taken yet. So if I mark, so this is the high which not have been tested yet, and this is the low which not have been tested yet. So this is the zone in which the silver is right now trading. And if it is trading within the range without intersecting or without testing the high and low, the probability of symmetrical triangle formation is there. And why it is happening? Because we have a very important data and the whole market is waiting for more clarity, and they will get that clarity after the data releases, right? So high probability that within this range, if you want to trade, you can trade, but it is a very aggressive option to do, right? But yes, short term correction, then there will be a breakout of this zone. So we are going to take this important trade for today in silver after the breakout of this channel which we have drawn, right? Or if I want, I can just draw this kind of symmetrical triangle formation over here, right? Just by connecting the high and low, right? So this will be the area. So this kind of movement I've been expecting into the prices, right? And then we'll have a breakout, right? And don't get hop into the breakout if you see, because after the NFP, whatever breakout you'll see, there will be the exhaustion. Prices will again come back to retest this zone. Once the zone is done, and whatever pivot point you'll find, this is the this is the price point from where you have to take the buy call. And same is the case, vice versa is the case for the sell side, right? So wait for this swing to made, let the retest done. Once it is done, then you think of taking the call, right? Now come to the US oil. So yesterday I have given the buy call. Prices went up very good. Then they have taken the correction. Today we have a gap up opening. They have covered the gap up, and right now see this green line which I have drawn. This is the trend line, and prices are respecting it. Although they are making a very small swings, right? But they are making their swings towards the upside. So the next immediate resistance would be at the next previous day high, which is at 80.70. Now see the price movement. Prices are continuously moving, making the higher high and higher low formations. So I am towards the buy side, but what is the right level to take a buy? So a lot of people have already taken their buy positions, right? Either they have their stop losses resting below this low or this low, right? And high probability that whatever is the second low of the trend line is being taken by the market every time, right? Every time this happens. So I am waiting for a dip into the prices toward the downside. What will happen after taking this low? This trend line is going to act as a strong support, and there will be again a sudden rebounds into the prices toward the upside, and that is the time when I am going to take a buy call into the oil towards the upside. Yes, but till the time to help the market to hunt the stop losses, I can take a sell call, but I need to wait for 12 minutes to let this candle close. When this candle close and the next candle continue to go below the low of the current candle, then I take a sell call, keeping my stop losses above the high, and this area would be my target area, right? But this is also again a aggressive thing. When I'm putting my own money, it's better to be conservative rather than aggressive, right? Because I'm going to participate right into the new trend, right, at a very right stage, and the geopolitical scenarios are also supporting that the oil prices are going to go up above the $100 mark, right? Not within few days, but in the upcoming days, right, upcoming weeks, we will see that oil prices will go up. Now let's have a look on the natural gas. So let's have a look on the daily. So see, this is the daily, and prices are uh, still moving sideways, right? So this is the day, right? This is the previous day, and this is the day of the Wednesday. On Thursday also prices haven't break the high, not nor break the low, and still they are moving sideways. So the probability of a quick breakout is going to happen. Now let's have a look on the H1. Already I have taken a buy call from the previous day high. Prices went above. Now they have taken the correction, and now see, because this area is very important, and right now prices are respecting this area, this zone, right? They have tested it. We have a red candle, and I want this green candle to give me a close. Those who have missed taking trades into this, so this would be the area. If this candle gives us a close above the high of the previous candle, that is a sign that prices is going to get against trend towards the upside, and taking a buy call would be good. This dotted red lines are my target area, so I'm still towards the buy side, because natural gas prices are also going to go up, and that is the biggest headache which the European countries and the Britain is facing right now because of the US Iran war. If this war escalates, high probability you'll see prices will go up, right? And let me refine my trend line, because I've taken this two line. Now I'll take this two line, okay, over here. So I have my trend line also. I have my order block kind of setting also over here, right? So the probability, and it is kind of making, so whenever the prices are going in a very speed and all of a sudden small candles are forming, that means the momentum is losing, right? They don't have that much gasoline, that much fuel to push the prices, and they are kind of they are slowing their speed because they want to take a U-turn, and high probability that prices might take a U-turn from here, right? Because over here we have two bulls of 1 hour, which are so strong that almost 8 to 9 hours of price movement haven't pushed the prices below the low of their structure, which is an indication that bulls are very important and very aggressive right now, and they might push the prices towards the upside. Now let's have a look on the GBP USD pair. So see, I've taken a buy limit order from this low, and they have formed a head and shoulder formation over here, right? See, this is the shoulder, this is the head, and this is the shoulder, and this is the neckline. From the neckline, I have taken just the opposite trade, because this is a bearish head and shoulder, right? But it is forming at the bottom of a price, which is a trap, and lot of people get trapped into it, and they have their stop losses. So already I booked my one target, and still my second TP is going to hit very soon. Same is the case with Euro USD, and we have discussed this into data also, because there will be a rate spike, and because they have formed such kind of structure. So we have a distribution, then we have a manipulation phase, which is the sideways phase, and now from here a new trend is going to continue, short term trend, right? And the probability of the prices to go up is quite high, and still over here also my final TP of 1 is to 2 is still pending, so I'm waiting for this prices. Now let's have a quick look onto the USD CHF. So I've been expecting prices to go down. They have made the lower high formations, right? Now still the lower low formation is there, and that is the reason I've given a sell stop, right? And for the target of this, so prices might fall down, and this is a very good order block with the fair value gap. High probability prices will fall down and test this area, right? So I am towards the sell side into the USD CHF, and that is the reason I am more bullish for gold and silver, because I'm seeing a strength getting weaker into dollar. Okay, and CHF is also a safe haven currency, and people tend to invest more into the safe haven currency against if they find dollar is going to get uh, in trouble. So this is going to happen. Now let's have a look on the USD CAD. So USD CAD is that pair which is not right at the moment to take any trade, right? Yesterday I've taken a sell call because when we I have this breakout of this green line which I've drawn, right? And all of a sudden there is a spike and my SL has been hit. So I'm not going to trade USD CAD today. I'll see that how the USD CAD pair is reacting on the NFP data along with the IV PMI data of the Canada. After that, I'll take the decisions and I take actions into the next week. Now move on to the USD JPY. So see, we have booked the profit yesterday, very good profit into the USD JPY towards the upside. But now the prices have reached a very strong resistance area, and which is this area over here, right? And again they are been rejecting, right? So if prices fell down and take this low, which is the today's Asian session low, I will take a sell call. And if without taking the low, prices continues to move sideways, I keep my buy stop order above this resistance area and think of taking a buy call, right? But by looking at the current market price structures, we have seen that prices have all of a sudden shoot up, and then there will be a strong reversal into the prices. And right now still the third candle also reached the low, so the probability of a downside movement is very high, right? And this is a double top formation is also happening into the chart, right? If I switch to H4 time frame, you can see this is one touch, this is second touch, which is the second top formations, right? So this is a double top formations, and the probability of a corrections toward the downside is quite high. See over here, prices have given two red candles. They tried to go up, but all of a sudden lot of supply have came, and again we have seen a very strong wick, and we have formed a hanging pattern, right? Or a inverse hammer pattern, you can see, which is a pin bar setup, which is a sign of reversal. So yes, the probability is towards the downside is quite high. This three green line which you see, I've used the Fibonacci fence, right? So it will give me a tilted levels of the Fibonacci retracements. So I've drawn by taking this reference points from this uh, low side movement, and they have given that prices might take correction up to this level, and from the same trend line level, which is the 61.8 level of the Fibonacci fan, prices are getting rejected. So I'm getting too many coincidences or confirmations that the chances of reversal into the USD JPY is quite high. Now let's move on to the second last segment of our report, that is the Wall Street 30. So I'll see the Wall Street 30. So we've been expecting that there will be a strong reversal into the prices, right? And we've been expecting that there is a fair value gap, right? So we've been expecting that prices will fall, broke this area, broke this order block area also. Again they have retested it, and now again they are taking a u-turn towards the downside, right? Although uh, this area would now act as a very strong order block area, right? And we have the fair value gap. So whenever you find any order block along with the fair value gap, that order block is going to act very good, right? So I'm waiting for the prices to break this area. If this happens, I will take a sell call. And if there is a rebound, that means in Friday they will design, the Wall Street will design the sell side symmetry and trap the sellers and then push the prices above to hunt the stop losses. Let's have a look on a daily time frame. So this is the daily time frame, and you can see that prices are going downwards, right? But still they are trading within this specific range. And the reason, because we have a last month of this quarter and of this financial year, and that is the reason they are waiting for the results of different companies, and then we'll have a very correct fall into the prices, and the chances of fall is quite high because of the war scenario. So the probability is there that prices might go down, then again they will get a bounce towards the upside. So taking a buy would be correct, right? From this area till the time, you can take a sell call for this target area which we have seen into the H1. Now let's have a look on the DXC, right? Which is the DEX 40, D40 or Germany 40, right? So over here, I have taken the sell call. My first TP has been done, and this is my second TP, right? Now see, this is the shoulder This is the head and this is the shoulder. So prices will come down again, right? And from this level, from the neckline, same thing which happens into the Euro USD and GBP USD pair, prices will going to get a rebounds for sure. So this will be the time, and we have those datas also of the car sales and all. So this is the time I need to book my sell position and I need to create a buy position. And this thing is also telling me that the same thing is going to happen in the US 30. Whatever we are thinking that there will be a rebounds into the prices, that is going to happen for sure. Now let's move on to the last section, that is the BTC USD, right? And we've been expecting prices to go up. We have given this projection by the arrow. So yesterday, although we haven't seen such a very good movement, but I have told you that high probability that if we want to take a buy call into the BTC USD, I want confirmation, and that confirmation will come from the RSI divergence. For that I've given this arrow just to give you an idea. So see, prices have make a lower formation, lower low formation. Let me draw the vertical lines over here, right? So this is one line and this is the low which have been formed. Then the next low is this, which have already taken this low, but over here RSI we have the bullish divergence, right? And this is a classic bullish divergence. Then again, over here, we have a hidden bullish divergence. That means these two highs are very good high. If prices breaks this high, that will be the time to create your buy positions, right? And if they don't take the high and go downwards, prices are going to fall till this level, right? Which is at 67,500 level, right? But high probability this divergence is going to work, and you need to create your buy position if the prices reaches or crosses 71529. 71529 will be your target area, keeping your stop losses below the low of 70099 or 70059. Okay, so this would be the area which you have to focus, right? And same amount of TP you'll get, right? From here, prices will go up and test are this gray area, which is resting at 80,000. So there will be a very good opportunity creating. And for this, we have Saturday and Sundays also. So this is all from the market side. Now I'll just take you 1 minute and show you that what kind of NFP report I have designed. And for that, you have to message us, contact us, and we'll be happy to share you the correct NFP file, which will give you the cheat sheet for today, that what you are going to do if you're trading into gold or any of the asset class on the basis of NFP data release. So just give me a minute and let me share it. So see over here. So this is the, I think my screen is visible, right? Okay, so this is the US non-farm payrolls. I have given all the stats, right? What we've been expecting from 2023, what the NFP data is telling us, what is the expectation of the market, how the market is going to react. Everything is given over here, right? The important thing is also given, which I'm talking about, that what is the scenario if data payroll range come from 0k to 40k week, base case 40 to 80k, which we been expecting, and below I've given the probability also, that what is the probability of outcome that data will come within this specific range, right? Strong surprise if there is a spike into the NFP from 80k to 40k, and if this happens, that what is going to happen in USD, gold, Nasdaq, I given over here. And in the last, your personal trading plan according to the scenario I've given, and strategy also I've given, right? That for the first 5 minutes, NFP create a fake initial move. So you need to follow a liquidity sweep strategy. Whatever swing points have been made before the data release, prices will go below or above that high, take the sweep, sweep the liquidity, and again come back down, right? So you need to wait for the prices to sweep the liquidity, then you have to plan your entry. And again, the strategy number two also I've given, right? Now for your future reference, right? That is the bonus part. What are the three indicators which will tell you that how the market is going to react, and what the NFP data would come, right? These are the data which will tell you in advance that how the NFP figures is going to come, right? So this is the ADP private employment, then the initial jobless claim, which we have yesterday, and then we have the ISM employment index, right? And over here, I've given the interpretation also. So you don't require anybody, you just need to see this data once this data is released, and this is a once in a month data, right? The NFP data. And you'll get this data on Thursday itself. So you can prepare on Thursday itself that what you're going to do on Friday by using this data and their interpretation, right? In the last, combining all three indicators, the probabilities, everything I have given, right? And in the last, I've given you the frameworks, what my personal macro expectations and how I'm going to take the trades, right? Institutional liquidity trap around the NFP, what kind of signs, right, you will see into the prices, right? Pre NFP range, liquidity sweep, reaction. So I've given this, right? Pre news, there will be a tight range, then first 30 seconds there will be a fake spike, don't get trapped. After 3 minutes, real trend is going to get start, right? So go through it, and this is the step by step which I've given for you, right? So just go through it, you'll find a lot of things, right? Or everything I've given, 0 to 10 second, there will be algorithm spike, right? 8 to 20 minutes after the NFP data, you'll get a very good trend which is going to continue, right? When the hedge funds and the managed money is going to enter the market. So this is going to help you a lot. Over here, I explain you the strategy, the liquidity sweep reversal strategy. So for that I've given you the practical steps. First this will happen, then you have to do this, then this will happen, market will react this way, you have to react this way. So everything I've given, when you have to take the sell call, on which spike you have to create a sell or a buy, where you have to keep your stop losses, how many points of difference you have to keep from that spike to place your safe as sell, what target should you take, everything have been given on the basis of statistics, not on the observation, although I have lot of observation, and this is going to perform very good, right? So that's all for my side. I hope I have done the value addition into your knowledge and given you the weapon into your arsenal, which will give you the success in today's NFP data for sure, right? Stay tuned. We'll meet again on the next week for the same. And tomorrow on Saturday, I'm going to conduct a webinar which is going to focus on the practical ways to approach the market. If your position got stuck, then what is the right strategy, right mathematics you require to design the hedge and get out of those positions either in profit or at break even, right? Lot of questions would be covered, right? Special focus would be on the gold and oil prices and how the current geopolitical scenarios are impacting. So that will be covered. If you're interested, contact your relationship manager and book your slots. It's a free webinar. Okay. And till the time, have a great weekend. Have a profitable NFP data release. Till the time, stay tuned. Ask for this report. This side, Anurag. I thank you, all of you, for listening and attending these sessions. I request all of you to kindly leave the Google Meet room. This is a recorded session. Those who are the existing client of the BMN Capital, they'll get the access of this recording. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.